All right, everybody. Good Wednesday afternoon. Meteorologist Alex Carter with you in the Fox 54 Digital Weather Center. We got another edition of Weather Aware Live. We're going to be tracking a lot of these storms coming up in just about 30 minutes on Fox 54 News at 5 to 6 p.m. and then 6:30 to 7. So I hope you join us there. Of course, this is kind of the start of what's going to be a more active pattern. Today we're already seeing showers and storms, and I think we're going to see some of those going into Thursday, Friday, and Saturday as well. I wouldn't call it a washout, but I do think your plans could be impacted at different times of the afternoon and evening these next 3 to 4 days. So about to start getting into it. I did want to point out that a lot of these thunderstorms today, not very strong. These are more traditional. They're going to bring some heavy downpours, and they're going to bring some lightning as well to them. But overall, again, the threat of severe weather these next few days is overall very low. And you see that here. Doppler radar looking pretty active at this hour. And we start to dive into some of these storms. It's a back-building trend, and I'm going to play this time-lapse over the last hour, and you'll really see how those are tracking. More so from east to west, an unconventional motion today, and that's because the air is a lot more moist on the South Carolina side of the river than it is the Georgia side. But we're getting some of this back-building, and what we're going to end up having is a few areas to watch out for. You see all those are starting to move from north and east to south and west, right over Augusta right now. So I do think some back building will be likely here. And heads up if you're in Columbia County. If you're in Evans and Martinez, you're kind of right on the outer edge. You're right on the cusp of these thunderstorms. Meanwhile, some areas are going to be staying dry for the rest of the night. I would say areas in Glasscock, Warren, Tolliver, a lot of Jefferson County. You're not going to see a whole lot of rain this evening, but I'm also watching the East Coast sea breeze, and you see this boundary that's kind of pushing in here around Millhaven and Sylvania and right near Girard. That's going to push to the west, and that could instigate a few more storms also. So here's how it looks the rest of the evening, and you see that there, the sea breeze moving inland combined with the storms that we currently have, and I think that could spark up a few more thunderstorms out there. Once we get into the overnight, a lot of cloud cover starts to build in. I do think it'll be a mostly cloudy sky to kick off the day tomorrow. You might not see a lot of cloud cover around, say, 6:30 to 7 a.m., but it builds in the morning as we get all this moisture pushing in from the Atlantic Ocean. But the setup for the next couple of days, just want to go over this real quick as we prepare for Fox 54 News at 5 and 6:30 tonight. This is what we're watching. We got an approaching front and a lot of moisture out ahead of it. That's usually a pretty good recipe for storms. The storms overperforming in some spots already today, and I think we could see them performing pretty well Thursday and Friday. So be on the lookout. There will be some heavy rain, gusty winds, and frequent lightning. These storms are nothing like we saw Friday of last week, where we saw several wind damage reports. So there's not much that's going to be going on when it comes to that. But I still think we're going to have heavy rain, gusty winds, and frequent lightning as well. So we're tracking some of these storms out there. And one last look at this before we get off here. I do think we're going to see back building next few hours. So if you're in Burke County, Columbia, Richmond County, Lincoln County, these are the spots that will be impacted by at least some rain over the next little bit. And the Augusta Metro is getting the worst of this. So if you're headed out to the Green Jackets game tonight, there will be some rain early on. I think closer to, say, 6:30, 7 o'clock. First pitch at 6:35 against the Pelicans once again. And I do think we'll have to battle some thunder and some lightning out there. So just be on the lookout. Hopefully there won't be too much of a delay for tonight's games. I think a lot of this starts to rain itself out closer to 7 p.m. this evening. That's all we have for now from the Fox 54 Digital Weather Center. Meteorologist Alex Carter with you here on Weather Aware Live. We'll see you soon in just about 25 minutes on Fox 54 News at 5. We'll see you then.